So welcome to Pulsar. Anyway, the notification is released. For that, I congratulate all of you. And but one of the saddest part is age relaxation is not given as expected, because in the state of Andhra Pradesh, age relaxation of up to 42 years was given. Of course, it can be challenged, but still, if it is in the notification itself, that would be a great benefit for many of the students who are aspiring for the post of assistant public prosecutors. Still, you can fight it, nothing wrong. And so the most one of the biggest notification we can call it. So the post of 151 posts. So, but don't consider that 151 posts are there for you. Okay. So that is the reason why I categorized everything here. Okay, for whom how many posts are there? The vacancies of 151 posts were divided into two zones. One is of multi-zone 1 and multi-zone 2. So for this multi-zone 1, there were 68 posts allotted, and for multi-zone 2, there were 83 posts allotted. What I want to give you is, see, don't conclude that there are 151 posts for you. Okay, you are local to Hyderabad. That means your study from class 1 to class 7th is in Hyderabad. Okay, and you are a OC and you are a male, then you have only 18 posts, not 151 posts. Okay, got it? So you consider like that. If you belongs to multi-zone 2 and OC women, then the posts allotted for OC women are, you can calculate 18 plus 14. You can also recruit under general category also. Okay, so consider like this. So I just segregated like this. Okay, so for multi-zone 2, a general OC candidate will be having only 15 posts, not 151 posts. And for women, both together, 15 plus 12. Okay, and at the same case, BCA, 3 posts in general and 12. It means he can also compete. If he is a male, he can compete for in general quota and also for BCA general quota. That is 18 plus 3 if he is BCA men. If he is BCA women, general quota 8 of OC, that is 15 plus 12 plus 3 plus 2. Okay, so she has, means BCA, B, C or D or E women will be having their respective categories and at the same time the general category. Okay, so you if suppose there is BCC women, okay, for BCC women there is no post allotted in the notification. It means for BCC women 18 plus 14 and this BCC the general post 1. Okay, so you can calculate all this. And for general, if you are in merit, you will recruit in general only. Okay, if you are not in merit, if there are posts allotted in your category, then you will be placed in that post, in that vacancy. Okay, so this is what the criteria you have to consider. You don't consider that there are 151 posts and 151, for 151 posts you are competing. Okay, don't come to such conclusions. And coming to the part of SC, for SC or ST category, there are 8 posts in general, and for women there are 4 posts. And for in multi-zone 1, there are 6 posts for general and 4 posts, okay, for women. So this general 15 plus 12 and 6 plus 4. If she is a woman, belongs to SC category. Okay, so my advice to you all is, don't consider that you belongs to SC or ST or a BC. You fix your intentions only to that you are competing for only 18 posts and there are thousands of people applying for the exam and writing. So have a strong desire and prepare well. The age limit given as per the notification is only 34 years. Okay, so it means people who were not born before 2nd July 1987. So 1987, 2nd July, people who born before that, they are not eligible to appear for this exam. Okay, that is their age limit. And what are the relaxations for this age are, if you are a Telangana state government employee, your age relaxation would be of 5 years. It means 34 plus 5 till if your age is 37 years and you are working in a Telangana state government as an employee, then you can appear because you fall under this category of age relaxation. Okay, and ex-servicemen and NCC instructors, the age relaxation is 3 years plus the length of service they have given to the department. Okay, and for SC, ST and BCs, age relaxation is 5 years. And the next part is physically handicapped candidates. For them, the age relaxation is 10 years. And people who were not born before 2nd July 1977, okay, means they can appear for the exam. So for considering the age, your 10th class or matriculation certificate, okay, is the age proof. Not any other certificates they consider. Only your 10th class or the matriculation certificate will be considered as your age proof. Okay, and the next important point here is the educational qualification is LLB passed out and having a 3 years active practice certificate from the Bar Association where you are practicing from. Okay, and as on date 4/7/2021, you must have completed the 3 years of practice. Next important part is what to be considered as local area is where your schooling is from class 1 to 7th. Okay, from 1st class to 7th class, where you have studied in that particular area is considered as your local area as per the notification given. Okay, and if you have not studied your schooling from any recognized government institutions, okay, then residence certificate from the MRO is considered for your considering you as for local zone or area. Okay, so these are the next general things, and for 95% will be for local candidates and 5% is allotted for non-local candidates, and that was a light ambiguity is still there in the notification, but still as per general rules 95% is allotted for the local candidates, that is people who belongs to state of Telangana, and for 5% is for other states who can also appear in their non-local category. Okay, for them also this age and this practice all will be considered are common except this local and this residence certificate. Okay, and next part, most important part is the selection procedure. Okay, and this time they have introduced a negative marking, so you have to be very cautious while submitting your answers, okay, in the OMR sheet. So the selection process for this recruitment for the post is a written examination. The written examination containing of paper 1, the written examination consisting of paper 1, that is for 200 multiple choice question and answers, MCQs we'll call it, that's for 100 marks. It means each MCQs is giving you only half mark. Okay, it means 50% of the mark. Right? So there are 200 MCQs and 100 marks, only 100 marks, not 200 marks. Okay, that was a pattern in the previous notifications, but in this notification the pattern is slight change, that is they will ask you 200 and multiple choice questions in paper 1, and that paper 1 is allotted only 100 marks, and there is a negative marking. Okay, and in the notification it is given that the paper 1 pattern will be in a OMR sheet, and in this OMR sheet examination of paper 1 may be offline or online. Okay, they haven't not yet given any clarity with regarding to that part, maybe because of COVID and this pandemic situation. Okay, so this is the one important point you have to remember. They will pose you 200 and multiple choice questions, and the allotted marks are only 100 marks. Okay, and the next part is paper 2, that is descriptive. Okay, descriptive question and answer format, and it is for only 100 marks. Okay, and the main emphasis is on pleadings and draftings. Okay, they have given it very clearly in the note. The main emphasis will be given on pleadings and draftings. Okay, in the descriptive exam, and apart from the given syllabus. And the next important part here is, for the paper 1 you have to understand what is called as a negative marking. Okay, so the negative marking allotted in this notification is 25%. It means the exam is for, they will ask you 200 multiple choice questions. It is carrying, each question carrying half of the mark. Means, so if you have given a right answer, they will give you full mark for the mark allotted to the question. If you have not written any answer, okay, you left the question, means no mark. And you have mentioned the answer which is wrong, okay, you opted a wrong answer, then the 25% of the allotted mark to that question will be deducted from the marks you achieved. Okay, so let me explain this part. So the question paper will be given for 100 marks but 200 bits. Suppose you have answered 200 all bits. Okay, out of the 200, 100 were right answers. Okay, 100 were right answers and 100 were wrong answers, because you left nothing. You attempted all 200 questions, so 100 were right and 100 were wrong. In that case, for right answers of 100, you will be given 50 marks, and for wrong answers, you will be given, okay, 12.5. You will lose. So this 12.5 mark will be deducted from the 50 marks you got. Okay, for the right answers, you will get 50 marks. For the wrong answers, you will lose 12.5 marks. So you will get only 37.5 marks out of 100 marks. This is what called as a negative marking. So my advice to you all is, you attempt only those questions which you are very confident of with the answer. Okay, don't go for a vague answers and give an attempt. If you are sure with the answer, then only you attempt, otherwise leave it. Okay, so this is one important point, you have to keep it in mind. So if you belong to OC category, you have to secure 40% minimum, otherwise you are not in the race. And if you belong to BC, 35% mark. And if you belong to SC, ST or others, okay, then 30% minimum you have to secure. If you don't secure these minimum marks, you are not in the race. The most important point you have to understand here is, you have to attempt only those questions which are, you know surely. And if you don't know the answer, if you are confused with the options given and you are in a dilemma what to be chosen, then leave it. Okay, then in such circumstance, leave that answer, don't attempt. Okay, so if you attempt 100 bits of sure bits, okay, you are attempting 100 sure bits and you are leaving 100, so this 12.5 marks will not, you are not going to lose, you will get the entire 50 marks. Okay, so rather losing, maintaining the balance is the most important. So only when you are sure with the answer you attempt, otherwise you leave it. Okay, this is one important point, you have to put it in mind. And at the time of preparation also, you have to be very thorough. And what are the subjects where you have to focus much, and what are the subjects you can slightly ignore. Okay, so the next part where you need to focus in this given notification is the syllabus. Okay, a slight enhancement and new acts were introduced in this notification in your syllabus. Syllabus is like this: Indian Constitution, IPC, CRPC, that is Criminal Procedure Code, Indian Evidence Act and Criminal Rules of Practice, and Central Acts, which are of 38 Central Acts and 15 State Acts, and pleadings and draftings. So this pleadings and draftings, a special emphasis will be given from these parts, that is pleadings and draftings, in the paper 2 exam, that is descriptive exam. Okay, so for descriptive exam, that is paper 2, you have to very much be focused on this pleadings and draftings apart from all these subjects. And for prelims point of view, for that is prelims means I mean to say paper 1, okay, multiple choice questions from Indian Constitution, IPC, CRPC, evidence, criminal rules of practice, central acts and state acts, there will be questions. Okay, and the latest introduced acts in this notification are from central acts. There are total 15 acts were being added in this notification in your syllabus, and from the state acts there are 3 acts were added. Okay, so the 3 acts of state laws are Telangana State Preventive Detention Act and Public Security Act and Public Safety Measures Act. Okay, these are the things. So you have to focus for state laws, only 3. But coming to the part of central acts, which are very, very important acts. Okay, the first one is Foreign Contributions Act, Delhi Special Police Establishment, Cable Television Network and Copyrights Act, Drugs Act, Price Chits and Money Circulation Schemes, Transplantation of Human Organs, and the Limitation Act has been introduced this year in the notification in your syllabus. So the Limitation Act and Motor Vehicles Act, Epidemics Act, Disaster Management, Mines and Mineral Development, Cigarettes and Tobacco and Other Act, and Seeds Act and National Investigating Agency. Okay, these 15 acts were being introduced to your syllabus. Okay, I have updated these materials in the year of 2019 as per the syllabus of Andhra Pradesh State Recruitment Board for the post of APP. Okay, wherein these acts were not there. Okay, so these books were not consisting those acts. So now I am sitting on this work only and I am updating the books. So people who have already purchased our books of Pulsar, this APP material, can also purchase the updated syllabus. Okay, exclusive this updated syllabus, I will make a print. You can take that. Central acts are 15 and state acts are 3, total 18 acts, and pleadings and draftings will make a separate book, a short simple book which is of an affordable price only. I will make it available to you all. So this is one important point which we want to convey you all. And Pulsar has already launched mobile application for assistant public prosecutors syllabus, and in that also we will update these videos very soon. These latest updated videos are not available in view, so we will record these subject videos and we will update very soon. Apart from that, Pulsar is also launching a mobile application for JCJ preliminary examination for both the states, for Telangana and Andhra. People can see that. Lastly, my advice to you all is the most focused subjects for your preparation are Indian Constitution, IPC, CRPC, evidence, the most focused. Okay, I am expecting at least 50 marks or around 94 to 95 to 100 bits from this part only. Constitution, IPC, CRPC, evidence and criminal rules of practice. So it's just my guesswork. I am expecting that there would be a possibility of asking 100 bits, okay, from these 5 areas only, and the remaining 100 bits are from central acts and state acts. So my advice to you all is, while preparing, you master all these major parts, that is Constitution, IPC, CRPC, evidence and criminal rules. Okay, coming to the central acts and state acts, how to prepare. 1 year back I made a video how to prepare for APP. I have given so many tips in that. You kindly see that video once, and the link will be given in this description box. You can see that. And also how to prepare the Indian Constitution for this APP exam and additional district judges exam. So you also see that and make use of those tips, and you prepare well for that. And the next most important point what I want to convey to you all here is, see, there is a negative marking. So my appeal to you is, you choose few acts from the central acts or state acts. You choose. Okay, there will be a sure question from each and every act. Okay, altogether there are 53 acts. Okay, so out of these 53 acts, you leave 10 or 5 acts. You don't touch them. Okay, prepare the rest, but master the all. Okay, what are you want to prepare? You master it. Paper 1 exam, if you don't know the answer, don't attempt. Just leave it. If you have a 50% chance of answer, even then leave it, don't answer. If you are sure, very much sure with the answer, then only attempt. Okay, then you will get good marks, right? So don't give chance for them for a negative marking, right? This is one important area where, because to do all this, you have to practice, read, write, and practice old multiple choice questions. Okay, we are starting a new batch for guidance of assistant public prosecutor post for this notification exclusively, containing all these latest updated acts also. We will explain these all. Okay, the pattern of this guidance will be like this. In the morning session by 7:30 a.m. you will be given a video class from all these major laws. Okay, Indian Constitution, IPC, CRPC, evidence. Okay, and in the evening session there would be a question and answer format, descriptive question and answer format explanation in the live class. It means in the mornings by 7:30 there will be a recorded video class will be given on the same subject. In the evening session there will be a live interactive session with me, which will be containing of a preparation for paper 2 exam, that is descriptive exam. And every day there will be a daily test for 45 minutes and 2 hours live interaction class, and homeworks will be given daily, and this guidance is for 49 days. So people who wants to join, can register, and these books will also be given as a part of the coaching guidance. The next important point here is writing daily tests. Writing given homework is a mandatory point in this guidance. If you don't have time to prepare according to our rules, then please don't join us. Only if you are seriously committed, very much willing and ready to follow our given instructions for the preparation, or only will be given seat for this guidance. Okay, if you are serious about this recruitment, preparation, having time, having energies, come on and join us. We will guide you how to prepare and where to ignore, where to be focused, and how to write the exam, and we will correct your exam papers. Okay, and we will give you inputs. If your handwriting is not good, you please change yourself. We will give you a handwriting tips also. Okay, and there will be a special class on pleadings and draftings also in this guidance. People who are seriously committed to crack the job are welcomed. Good luck. Thank you.